Day one at Q-School is done and dusted, and we have 3 more names ready to enter the PDC Pro Tour come the end of January. 2 of course coming from up in Lancashire and Wigan, and 1 from Hildesheim in Germany. We'll see plenty more over the week, but I'm here to bring you the results and the stats from day 1 of Q-School. Paul Nicholson, a name that had plenty of media attention when he announced that he'd be going back to Q-School. Of course, a former Players' Championship Finals winner. He started extremely brightly, a 98.9 average in his opening game up in Wigan, and he followed that up with another 5-0 victory in round 2 before he quickly ran into Fallon Sherrock. Of course, a player that won 2 games at the PDC World Championship, defeating Mensur Suljovic and Ted Everts before running in to Chris Doby. She won 5-4 against Nicholson, a 1-3-1 checkout in there as well. But unfortunately, that was to be the end of the road for Sherrock as she ran into Daryl Pilgrim in the last 64, who won a last leg decider and progressed deeper into the competition. The lady to get furthest on day 1 of Q-School's Lisa Ashton. She reached the last 32, losing out to Gary Blades. Unfortunately, not quite making it past that last 32, but some points to stack up for Lisa Ashton as she looks forward to the rest of the week. Another name I have to mention is Kai Fen Lung. He's represented Hong Kong at the World Cup of Darts a couple of times. We've seen him on the Asian Tour, of course, but we haven't seen him on the Pro Tour before. And what a player he looks to be. 107 average in the first round of Q-School. Another straightforward victory in round 2, and then another 107 in the 3rd round. I mean, absolutely stunning stuff. Unfortunately, he lost out in the 4th round this time around, but if he can repeat those 107 averages across this week, then you give him a good chance of getting a tour card. If not from winning an event, maybe on countback, but Kai Fen Lung definitely a name to watch out for this week. Austria's Harald Leitinger was the man to come through the European Q-School on day 1 of the 2020 event. He beat some absolutely brilliant names to make his way onto the PDC Pro Tour for a couple of years, defeating Kenny Nayens in the early rounds before beating Berry Van Peer in a last leg decider to reach the last 32. He recorded a win over fellow Austrian Zoran Lerchbacher, a player of course who's competed in many World Championships, competed alongside Mensur Suljovic at the World Cup as well. Plenty of Austrians on the tour it seems at the moment. You'd expect Lerchbacher to be one of the names up there to get his tour card back, the likes of Roby John Rodriguez, Rusty Jake of course. He'll be looking to get a tour card, of course Mensur Suljovic, the Austrian ace himself. So a win over Brian Roman, and suddenly Leitinger is in the finals and he faces Martin Kleermaker, one of the smoothest Dutch throwers out there. Expect him to get a tour card despite being defeated in this day's final. It went all the way to a deciding leg and Martin Kleermaker missed at least 1, it may have been 2 darts from 74, giving the chance for Leitinger to take out 56 and secure that tour card for 2 years on the PDC Pro Tour. On the UK side of things, we now have our 2 first tour card holders for 2020. Gary Blades and Jason Lowe. Gary Blades of course competed on the Pro Tour in 2010, that's 10 years ago, but he's back once again, the Lincoln man throwing on the Pro Tour. He didn't average staggering figures throughout the day, but he did beat some notable names. He defeated Lisa Ashton, of course 5-2 in the last 32 in the quarter-finals. Came past Rob Collins, a notable name from down in the Oxfordshire area, wins plenty of the open competitions around there. And then of course for the tour card, defeating Tony Newell. Of course the Bear has competed on the Pro Tour before, and suddenly Gary Blades has a tour card once again. Who knows what he can do this year? He'll need to up his game from what we've seen at Q-School, but if you get through a field like that, then of course you deserve your place. The other player, of course, as I mentioned before, Jason Lowe, we've seen him on the Pro Tour a couple of years back. Won through the Challenge Tour, I believe, in 2017, in the early stages of that, and competed on the Pro Tour a few times. It was a really tough draw for him in the making. He's beaten some excellent players. He defeated Corey Burton in the early rounds of the 100 average, and then defeated the likes of Richie Edhouse, Peter Jakes, and then Andy Hamilton in his what would be a quarter final, going to the last leg decider there. And then as he went into his tour card match against Steve Brown, he pulled out probably one of his best performances of the day. A 95 average to defeat the JDC chairman, and of course a former world match play competitor, former world championship competitor in his own right. A 5-1 win for Jason Lowe, and he joins Gary Blades and of course the winner from our European Q-School in winning a tour card and 2 years on the PDC Pro Tour.